everybody, I'm Darlene Bailey Beard, and we're here at the studio of Chris Nick in Oklahoma City, and I want you to come see his really cool studio. Hi, Jess. Hi.
Come on in, guys.
All right. We want to have a grand tour of the studio. Here. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. We'll start. First, let me introduce my lovely wife, Ann. Ann,
nice
say hi,
to
everybody.
meet you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, you guys. We'll take a walk around the studio and take a look, show you some of the paintings and some of the props and some of the things that get used in the working process. So these are some portraits I did for some clients a couple years ago, and they've long since been turned into puzzles. So now they're puzzles. This little boy lives in Tulsa, and actually when he was when I brought him in the studio to photograph him, we couldn't get him to look up. So because I was wanting him to look at this dragonfly right here, and I couldn't get him to look up. And I had some little Snicker bars left over from Halloween, so I unwrapped them and held them up, and he looked up and said, "Ah, candy!" So that's what he was actually looking at, was a Snicker bar. That's the truth of the matter on that one. There's some friends of ours that commissioned this portrait. And this is their mom and dad here. They love to look. They love to read. They love to read. And I wanted to show you guys something. One of my favorite things in the studio. It's a toy from my childhood. It's a G.I. Joe. Now I know a lot of you girls are going to think, oh, so what? But for the guys, they're really cool. The gun really fires. It fires these bullets here. These big bullets. How cool is that? Still works. But I used him for my new picture book as well for reference, for models. The G.I. Joe with the flag and the Jeep.
And did you use this for your new book that's out?
I did. I actually used G.I. Joe for some of the actual action pictures in it. I photographed him in the studio and lit him. And we'll talk about that a little bit, and some of his guns and some of those things. But thank God for eBay that you can get some things that you broke when you were a little kid. So don't break your toys, kids. Don't break them. So real Army helmets. So we got real World War II helmets to use as props. I wouldn't make a very good army man. Make these. And I got coats. Got all kinds of coats. Lots of time finding props. Got jackets here and all kinds. Actually, when I got this jacket, I don't know if I tell you guys this. When I got this jacket, let's see if it's in here. There was a matchbook in the pocket of this jacket, and this is a World War II coat. I got this off of eBay. And can you read the matchbook on this?
Old Nick.
That was in the pocket of the jacket when I got it. And I said, "It's a sign."
Oh,
it's a sign from God.
Nick.
This has survived since the 40s in this pocket, and it just knew it was going to come in the studio and be in this cool book.
That is
the era of the 30s and the 40s. I love the cars. I love the fashion. I love the architecture. The way people carried themselves. I really like a lot of the design of that time, and so I collect some of these things, and I'll use them in paintings.
Paintings over here. Tell us now. These are the paintings for your new book.
A new book, yes. I have a new book coming out. Hopefully, it will be out the summer, July of 2010. And I don't have a copy. I got an email from my publisher yesterday that he's supposed to have proofs in his hands today, which I haven't seen. But this is the book. It's called D-Day American Character. And I'm trying to teach kids what character is. It defines you who you are, how you act, and who you are as a person. So character. We use these men in World War II in this generation to define character to the kids and what it's like to be responsible. What does courage look like? What does bravery look like? What does leadership look like? Each page is a different character trait. So we hope we got through some of the paintings, tell a good story of that. This is the teamwork page. We use the sailors loading some of these big deck guns. But I tell you kids, just about everybody has an uncle or a grandfather or somebody in their family that served in World War II. And God bless them for doing that, because the world owes them a debt of gratitude for doing that, for giving us freedom. Without what they sacrificed, we would not have that freedom today. So this book is about D-Day, June 6, 1944, when the Americans invaded German-controlled Europe.
Tell us how you got your idea for D-Day.
That's a good question. On one of my school visits, this was a number of years ago, back in '04, I was doing a class of 5th graders. And they asked me, because I tell them, kids, you rarely get to paint what you want to paint, if ever. And they asked me what I would want to paint if I got to paint anything I wanted to paint. And I said, yeah, I'd love to do a children's picture book on a war. And the boy got really excited, and he said, like on the Civil War? And I said, well, no, not on the Civil War. And he said, well, how about Desert Storm? And I said, well, not really Desert Storm. And he said, well, what other war is there? And I thought, these kids need to know what World War II was. And that's what got the wheels turning of when this thing was going to be illustrated and how we were going to do it. And I met up with a good friend of mine who is starting to write, and I called him and said, hey, we got to do this book. We got to do this book. Somehow or other, we got to find a way to do this book. So that's kind of how it got started. And that was in '04, and now we are in 2010. And one of the character traits in the book is patience.
Oh, definitely.
Patience and hard work.
That's true.
And finally, through patience and hard work, we have a book. And so we're so grateful. The main heart of this book is really not about. It's really not about war. It's not about. Oh, there's my wife got my shop bell in there. It's really not about a war. It's really not about anything like that. What it's really about is the heart of the men that were willing to sacrifice themselves, and what our country did as a country so we can have freedom today. That's what the book's really about, is about people sacrificing and giving us freedom, and what they went through to do that, and what they endured to do that. So this is who we were fighting, Germans. They're kind of mean, kind of ornery, and there's a heart, believe it or not, guys, I painted a heart on every page in this painting. There's at least one heart on every page in this painting, and it's up to you guys to try to find them. I'm not going to tell you. Lots of art, lots of brushes. Yeah, this is my tools, my brush. I still work with a brush, kids. I do not use a computer. Brush and pencils and canvas and paint, and it's still done the old-fashioned way, which sometimes takes a little bit longer. But
how about a painting like this? How long does that take to paint?
A painting like that would take me probably about probably 3 or 4 days to get the drawing worked out, how I wanted to get the drawing worked out, and then it'd take about this painting took probably 5 or 6 days to actually paint.
That's all. That doesn't
seem like a long time. Sometimes it seems like a long time, but yeah.
Because it's so beautiful. I look at it and think, oh, it'd take me a decade to paint that.
Well, thanks. But no, and there's Sam again. See, there's Sam, and there's Margaret again. And you'll see a lot of the same props in my paintings because I just use a lot of the same same things in my paintings.
So can you tell us what is your next project? What are you working on next?
My next project is I'm painting some more of these little. If you can get over here, Doug, I'm painting some more of these. This is the title page of the book. Some more of these little things here. These are just like little animals with nostalgic toys. I'm kind of into vintage stuff, and you'll see this one over here with the Rock'em Sock'em robot and the boxer. And I'm painting some of those now for the school visits. I'm getting ready for the fall. And the publisher has already started talking about 4 more books of Iwo Jima and Battle of the Bulge and Guadalcanal and Pearl Harbor, and there's kids. There were so many battles fought in World War II you can possibly count them all. We just started with D-Day because that was the day that everything started getting liberated. But we were fighting Japan and Germany at the same time, so there were a lot of great Midway might be the first book, Battle of Midway in the Pacific. So lots of sailors, lots of planes. Kind of cool. I'm kind of excited. So that's probably going to be the next. Know something about that towards the end of the summer, probably. So
that's great.
So
well, Chris, thanks so much for letting us come to your studio and showing us around and telling us about all that you've got going on.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in. It's good to see you guys again. And hopefully,
now you're available for school author visits.
I am.
Well, thanks a lot. I really enjoyed getting to meet you more and know you better and see your studio. This is fabulous.